Hello everybody, welcome back to another video for my Van Morrison week that I'm doing here for no particular reason other than just to do it. Van did recently turn 80 years old at the end of August, so let's just say that this is going to be in correlation with his 80th birthday, even though we're, a week and a half out. But this is another recommendation from a buddy of mine here on YouTube. Glenn Kellaway from the Basement, who I'm sure you know his channel if you know mine. He asked if I would do this album, as you can see by the thumbnail, St. Dominic's Preview, Van Morrison's sixth record, released in 1972, following Tupelo Honey, which is the album that I started this little mini-series with. Now, this is an album I don't own on vinyl. The last two that I've shown are on vinyl. This has just been one that I've never been able to find a good, clean copy. So let me know if you have one that you'll send me. Anyway, this is a really, really solid record. This is Van kind of merging a couple of different styles. At this point, he's just put out Tupelo Honey, which had more of, an acoustic, kind of laid back, folky feel to it. This album has kind of a couple different styles. Well, I would say really three different styles. He has his, traditional kind of pop tunes on here. He also has his, soul kind of music. And then he has like that free form kind of stream of consciousness jazz that you're so used to from Astral Week's two songs on here in particular. The fourth song, Listen to the Lion, which is an 11-minute epic. And then the final track, Almost Independence Day, which I'll get to in just a second. But in terms of the number of tracks, we are stuck with just 7 tracks on this album. I say stuck, we're blessed to have 7 songs on this album. And what is so great about it is it does kind of jump around a bunch. First, I will say, out of the albums that I've shown so far, this is my favorite album cover. And I apologize for the lighting in here. I'm still trying to figure it out. New basement, not the best lighting at the moment, but this is where my stuff is. But opens with the biggest song on the album. Jackie Wilson said, "I'm in heaven when you smile." It's also the shortest track at just under 3 minutes long. It's got that very catchy and popular beginning. It's still played on oldies stations. And then, the chorus, "I'm in heaven when you smile." He mentions the song Repetit, which is a Jackie Wilson tune. Just a very, very catchy tune. When I saw him live, he played that song. And again, Van Morrison's not somebody that plays his greatest hits, for every song on during his shows. So that was a real treat to get to hear Jackie Wilson said. Gypsy kind of has this kind of eerie kind of sound. I believe it's like a clarinet or something being played that makes that song sound very kind of autumnal, I would say. It might not be. It might have been like a saxophone, but like a tenor sax or something like that. Now that I'm looking at the credits, but kind of a cool tune. The da 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 da. Just a really cool kind of song, and again, sounds very autumnal, which a lot of Van Morrison songs do sound autumnal, and that's why I enjoy listening to him this time of year. I Will Be There, the third track, is very much like an old, almost like Ray Charles-y kind of tune. Very, big horns in that song. Just kind of has a good swing to it. I really do enjoy it. And again, it's one of those first few tracks on the record that are, more traditional in their setup. They're more, pop tunes, radio friendly. So really enjoy that. And then you go into song number 4, which is the song "Listen to the Lion," which again is the longest song on the record. Um, it's 11 minutes long. Um, just one of these stream of consciousness kind of songs that he's not in any rush to get to where he's going with that song. Um, yeah, just a fantastic tune. Um, the title track on here is my favorite, St. Dominic preview, that is 6.5 minutes long. Just kind of a little bit of like, autobiographical kind of song. He throws in a lot of his literary references. Um, Again, really a big build up. Great guitar playing on that song. Uh, One of those songs that I would love to hear him do live, and I have looked up some live versions of it. He still does play it from time to time, but just again, very very catchy. Once you get to the chorus, which takes a couple minutes to get there, but he's hitting that. As we gazed out on, as we gazed out on, he keeps repeating that, and Saint Dominic's preview, and he's just talking to the band. He's like, look to the band, and then just doing his thing, and it's really really a solid track. Again, the music in it's so good. I don't know how he fits so many words into a song, even at 6 minutes. Really, the only other person that can do it in that way is Dylan, who is pretty much his only contemporary, I would say, in prolific songwriting and just quality of recordings that he's put out. Redwood Tree kind of has this, upbeat feel to it. Really, really solid bass playing on it. I understand it was written when Van moved to Northern California, and he had views of some of the redwoods from his house, and so that was the inspiration for him. Very much like a "and it stoned me" kind of feel to it, is what a lot of people say, and I can see that. Maybe not as much as some of the commenters online, but I can definitely see how you could maybe compare it to "And It Stoned Me" from the Moondance record. And then lastly is the song "Almost Independence Day," which clocks in at 10:03. That has this great kind of acoustic opening of just a Van on guitar, kind of mimicking the sound of the guitar with his voice, just kind of humming. And he also closes the song with this. Again, one of those longer kind of Astral Weeks kind of tunes that Van does best. And again, Van can make a 10-minute song fly by, and with two songs that are over 10 minutes on St. Dominic's preview, it does really fly by. I would love to see this get reissued somehow. I know he released the album, his band, the Street Choir, through Rhino's High Fidelity. I would love for this one to get that treatment because it's so good, and it is hard to find a really good copy of it out there that's not, priced, out the yin yang. So there you go, Glenn. This is for you, buddy. St. Dominic's previewed album number 6 in Van Morrison's very vast discography. Let me know if you like this album. Let me know how it compares to you, for you, in your ranking of Van's records. Again, it's kind of like a good mix of Moondance with a couple of the catchy tunes, as well as the Astral Weeks, very like jazzy, freeform kind of song. So that does it for me, everybody. Let me know what you think. Glenn, thank you for the suggestion. In the meantime, y'all be good, take care, and we will see you on the next one. Bye now.